Well, hello and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Sherpa and this is Sherpa Hikes. And today we're going to do a gear review. So let's start off with the big three. For my backpack, I am using the Gossamer Gear Mariposa 60-liter pack. This pack weighs 2 pounds and it is a fantastic pack. It has a spacious interior. It has wonderful pockets all around and extra cushion on the shoulder straps and in the hip belt. And it just makes carrying things so much easier. The recommended weight limit for that is anywhere from 30 to 35 pounds, and that comes from Gossamer Gear. So it is an ultralight pack. Up next is the tent, which is the Durston X-Mid 2-person tent, and I use this by myself. So for me, this is like a mansion. This tent does have a large footprint, but with that footprint, you get ample room for not only yourself, but all of your gear. With the tent, I do carry 6 of the MSR Groundhogs and 2 of the regular V-shaped tent stakes. I also carry in here a bottle cap from just a regular soda drink to be able to help push in the stakes. And the weight on the tent is 2.3 pounds and the stakes are 3.8 ounces for everything that I just listed. I do carry a footprint with my tent and I use Tyvek. This particular piece of Tyvek is 6.4 ounces. Moving on to the sleep system, I do have the inflatable pillow by Sea to Summit. This is the Eros and this is the regular size. And this particular pillow is 2.6 ounces. Up next is my sleep pad, and I just have it folded here, but this is also from Sea to Summit, and this is the Ether Light XT Women's Edition insulated. It's 25 inches wide and it's 74 inches long, and this is 20.8 ounces. But for that weight, you get a significant R value. This is the sleep pad that I will use in the winter time as well as the summertime, and it works really well. Love that piece of equipment. It's one of my favorite, actually. And then for 2.2 ounces, you have the stuff sack, which also doubles as the air pump for that pad. So it really only takes about 4 breaths to be able to fully inflate that pad. And this is probably something that I may replace a little bit later on and get one of those fancy air pumps. Up next are the quilts that I have. So I do actually have 2 quilts. They're both Enlightened Equipment quilts, and one is a 20-degree bag and the other is a 50-degree bag. So this is my 20 and this is my 50. And the 20 is about 22 ounces. And the 50-degree bag is 10.3 ounces. And they do both work really well. I converted over from sleeping bags to quilts and I will never go back. So you can see here the loft. I mean, it's just, these quilts are amazing. I absolutely love them. And all of these, depending on, which one I take, of course, and as well as the sleep pad, the pump sack, the pillow, and any additional clothes that I may bring will all go into the bottom of the pack, stuffed in a trash compactor bag. All right, let's talk about the electronics that I carry. And no, your eyes are not deceiving you. The lighting has changed. This video was shot over 2 days. So this is now the 2nd day in the morning. So let's get back to it with the electronics. First thing I'm going to show you is the battery bank setup. And I am using the Nightcore Carbo 20,000 milliamp. This is mostly what I carry just for all of my trips because I have a fear of running out of battery for everything. I do carry 2 sets of cables, and these 2 cables will charge all of the devices that I do carry. I have the wall brick that I will also bring, and this is the dual charger wall brick. That way I can charge 2 devices at one time. I'm actually really happy with that. It charges pretty quick. And since I've started recording things, I had to have a way to store all of the videos and things off of my phone. And so I picked this up. See if it will focus on it. Well, it is a generic thumb drive that I got off of Amazon, and this will allow me to take all of the videos off of my cell phone. That way I can continue recording. So that goes in there as well. Everything that I just showed you is carried in a Ziploc bag, and the total weight for that is 15.4 ounces. Next on the list are my wireless headphones, my Shocks. And most of the time I will carry them in the little bag it comes with, and that is 1.3 ounces. Up next, I have my GPS communicator / SOS device. I do use the Zoleo brand, and that is 5.6 ounces. My tripod, which I am currently using, but I did take a picture and I will put that right there. The tripod that I use is nothing special, and that actually does take up 6.8 ounces. But I do love being able to set up for shots and stuff with the tripod. The next thing I have on the list is my headlamp, and this is the Black Diamond Storm R, which means it is rechargeable. This is a 500 lumen headlamp. I do also carry a spare flashlight, and this is an O-light. This thing is incredibly tiny, and it is so bright. And it hardly takes any weight at all. For the Black Diamond, the spare headlamp, the spare flashlight, and the Ziploc that I carry it in, that is going to be 4.4 ounces. And next I have, this is actually a new piece of gear for me, and it is the Hollyland Lark M2 at 3.4 ounces. And this is the wireless mic setup that I am using right now. And this is the case that it comes in, and everything just kind of will nest in here. The last piece of equipment in my electronics, oh, there's Lucky. See him right there? Oh, he is fat, but he is agile. Is my cell phone. And I have the Samsung S21 Ultra. It's a large phone. It is 9.9 ounces. And I do, that includes the protective case on it. And that will round out all of my electronics. Moving right along and trying something out a little bit different to keep it interesting. Let's continue with the cook set, the water filtration, and the med kit. So first up is the cook set. Right now I'm using the GSI How You Light Minimalist and stove that comes with the cook set. I have a mini Bic lighter, a pot holder, since it is a handleless pot. And this is just the stove that actually comes with the cook set. The fuel canister, small sponge, and this pot actually does come with its own insulating koozie. This entire setup, minus the fuel canister, is 9.4 ounces. I always carry my Toaks titanium spoon. This is 0.6 ounces. And you will usually also see me with one of these. This is the Fossils brand Snapfold bowl, and it is 1.3 ounces. And this is kind of an origami type thing where it just snaps and lays flat. Over here, I have my food bag and my bear hang. I do use the dog bone carabiner and the thinner paracord. And then I also have a really nice large Dyneema dry bag to hang my food. This entire setup is 5.1 ounces. For water filtration, I am using the Platypus Quick Draw, as well as the Canuck bag 2.5 liter reservoir. This is 6.1 ounces total. And coming in at 8.5 ounces is my med kit. Some of the items that are in here are various size bandages, different medications. I do carry an EpiPen because I do have an allergy that could possibly affect me on trail. So that is also in here. I do carry my repair kit for my sleep pad, needle and thread, an extra mini Bic, as well as a button compass and a few other odds and ends, ointments and such. All right, way to hang in there. Y'all, we are almost done with this. So next I have a lot of the toiletries. These are things that are considered consumables, and so normally they don't go into base weight, but because I always carry them, I wanted to include them on this video. And then over here on this side, I also have my rain gear and my trekking poles. So, poop kit. I use the Deuce trowel, and I also will pack hand sanitizer, and I also use the compressed wipes. These are biodegradable and really strong. I really recommend those. And then of course I also carry a Ziploc full of clean toilet paper. For trash and waste, I will use a gallon size Ziploc bag, and that's where all of my food trash and everything else goes. For self-care, I do have a folding toothbrush, the travel size toothpaste. I do have a little comb and mirror combo. And I also carry a stick of the sunblock with Leukotape wrapped around that. On occasion, I will carry the Sea to Summit bug net. So that's what this is. Travel wallet, thermometer. I use the Tiny Swiss Army knife. Absolutely love this little thing. It's convenient and super sharp. Always going to have a handkerchief. And as far as my rain gear, it is a work in progress. I had to replace the jacket not that long ago and on the fly, so I ended up with the 11-ounce jacket from Academy. So eventually I will get a new one. I do use a rain kilt, and this is 3.4 ounces. This is a cheap one off of Amazon. It works amazing, and I love this thing. And if I'm going on a section hike and I am not anticipating a lot of rain, I will actually carry one of these. This is the emergency ponchos that you can buy from Walmart for like $1 something. So that way I always have something to protect me from rain in my bag. I do carry bear spray, and that is 11 ounces. And my trekking poles are the Lecky Cressida with the cork handles and ergonomic handle. And if you know, right? These are amazing. And the trekking poles are actually 15.8 ounces. On occasion, I will carry the Gossamer Gear umbrella. This is the sun umbrella. And if you're ever looking for some sort of protection when you're in full sun, this is amazing. So it is supposed to be able to drop the temperature under the canopy by about 12 degrees. And honestly, I believe it. And they also have the clips that you can put on your shoulder strap of your pack and actually make this thing hands-free. So this, with the clips, comes in at 9 ounces. The last thing I want to talk about are the clothes that I wear or the clothes that I'll be bringing while out backpacking. So for hiking during the day, I'm going to have a pair of capri pants. Those are just a pair from Academy that I had picked up. My shirts, I do prefer to have something that is lightweight, quick dry, and gives me the option to have long sleeves or short sleeves. For socks, I really only wear 2 brands. I'll either have Darn Tough or I will be using Farm to Feet. And of course, I will always have a hat with me because something has to cover the hair on about the 3rd day out. It also provides me with sun protection and rain protection for my eyes. For my shoes, I'm going to wear the Lone Peak Ultras. And what isn't on the table, but I guess I'll mention, is I usually only hike with 1 bra, and I will bring fresh undies for every day that I am hiking. So that goes into the base weight as well. For winter camping, I will sometimes bring my fleece hoodie that I got from Duluth Trading. It is super lightweight, really warm. I do actually love this purchase. My base layers for overnight are nothing special. They are the Walmart brand Cuddle Duds. They are super heavy, but if I'm bringing these out, it is pretty darn cold. And I don't care about the weight, I just need it to work. So they've never failed me, and I guess until I find something else, I'll continue to bring those out as well. My puffy jacket is from REI. It is a down jacket, and it is 850 fill. I honestly can't remember the name of the jacket. I caught it on sale one year and I snatched it up, and it is pretty lightweight. So, what is my base weight? Well, I feel like that's a loaded question because it depends. Am I doing summer hiking or am I doing winter hiking? So what I actually did was went through all of the gear that I had and kind of came up with the lightest options that I'm going to carry and the heaviest if I were going in, you know, the coldest of winter, and came up with a range of weight that I would feel comfortable saying, okay, this is my base weight. And that is anywhere from 16 pounds all the way up to about 19 and a half pounds. And that number is going to fluctuate depending on the combination of gear that I decide to bring with me. Now, keep in mind that is base weight, so that is no consumables whatsoever in that weight. So no fuel canister, no toothpaste, no toilet paper, chapstick, the whole 9 yards. If it can be consumed, it's not included in that weight. Now, I can tell you that base weight doesn't really impress me much. I want to know how much weight I am carrying on my back when I set out on trail. So most of the time when I am fully loaded down, including the water that I intend to carry, I will weigh my pack. And usually that will go anywhere from about 28 pounds up to about 34, 35 at my absolute heaviest when I'm doing significant water carries. And that's what matters to me. So guys, thank you for sticking around. I know this was kind of, seemed like it went on forever, at least for me, 2 days at least. If you have a question about anything that you may have seen, or you want more information on it, or maybe even some suggestions on where I can lighten my load, please comment below. I'm pretty responsive and I'll get to you as soon as possible. And until next time, I'll see you later. Most of the time I'm throwing a leg out, but so let's see. So, you kind of get butt hurt. I'm back in full view. My cheat sheet here, I got my notes.